Hey guys, so last night I decided just to build a robot to go and order me a pizza. It took quite literally the amount of time was probably about 20 minutes, all in all. So basically, I had this built before the pizza arrived. And I thought it'd be kind of worth just sharing it with you guys just so you can get an understanding of what RPA is all about and how easy it is and the kind of stuff you can do inside. So okay, so the basic project's already laid out and you can see it here. I'm just going to play it first so you can see what exactly happens. So what's happening here is opening Chrome. It's checking to see if I'm already logged in. In this case I am, so it's going to just log me out of Domino's. Then I'm going to actually go ahead and log in again. So just making sure it resets the cookies on the browser. I'm adding my favorite meal down the bottom. Up here it's actually checking the value of the cart. We're doing a little bit of OCR on that. I'm entering the driver instructions, and at this point it's coming back and it says, oh, it looks like the order is costing way too much. So within my robot I set an order limit. I think it's like $10 or something. So the order is way too much, so I'm going to just click OK, and it goes and closes the browser and the bot finishes. Okay, so really quick, I'm just going to run through the various elements, and then I'm going to add one element here at the start to ask me basically what my budget is for this order, so it's not set as a static variable within the project. Okay, so really simple. I'm just going to go through each of these step by step, and actually by the end you're going to understand like 50%, maybe 60% of the most common elements that you're going to use in any kind of robot. So from the outside, these kind of guys out here are what you call sequences. These are just flowcharts, so I can boil it down to like this is the whole project. When I open it up, in here I have a full like end-to-end checkout. So like this is how to check out a pizza. So just open that up. So starting here, open browser, I'm going to dominos.ie, and within that sequence I'm not doing anything at the moment, but what I will do at the end is I'm going to add a little pop-up box to ask me my budget, and then I'll save that to a variable, and then I'll be able to test that off the OCR value on the cart towards the end. Okay, cool. So I'm opening the browser here. I'm setting a delay of 3 seconds, so I'm just making sure that the web page loads properly, and then I'm making a little beep, and that's when you can just hear the beep when the browser opens for the first time. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually checking to see if this drop down, this little arrow exists. So if you go to if you just open up Domino's right now, when you're logged in, this arrow exists, and when you're logged out, it's not there. So basically, that's how I'm determining whether or not the user's already logged in. So in here, I'm saying, does this exist? And then setting a condition based on exists as to when, if it does exist, it's setting it into a variable which is called is logged in, and this is a Boolean variable, so that means it's either true or false. So in this case, if it's true, it's going to come in, and this is an if statement, and the condition I'm passing in is this if is logged in, and if true, then I'll go into the then part of the statement. And what I'm doing is at this point I'm logging a message to the log. Looks like you're already logged in. I'm going to log you out now. Then I'm telling the browser to click on that. I'm telling it to go down to the logout button and click on it, and I'm saying try. So this is a try catch statement. So basically, sometimes Domino's, and I'm trying to figure out their website, sometimes this says log out, and sometimes it says maybe this is this you or something like that. So in some cases the logout button isn't there, it says something else, and this may fail. So I'm trying to click this, and in a failure you can put a catch and put an exception in here, and in the exception I'm logging something saying the logout button was missing, and hopefully the next time that happens I'll be able to catch it, and I'll be able to put in an exception to say click the other style of logout button. So it's basically catching it doesn't fail the bot, because at this stage, if you can't find a logout button, it'll time out after a period of a second, and then it'll try the next, and it'll fail here if it does. But anyway, for now, it seems to be working fine. So that's in the case of it being true. It'll log the user out in this case. If the user is already logged out, it'll go into the else part here, and I'm just logging a message to the log saying, yeah, you're not logged in, logging you in now. So that exits the if statement, and then I enter a sequence called login. And here we're basically just clicks. It's really simple. Click login. This is a button that's on the login page to go ahead and enter my credentials. Then I'm going to, on the page on the web browser, and let's just have a look. So it's got to log in. Then it's clicking the login button. My credentials are already entered, so login button. Then what I'm clicking is this add to basket, which is basically this section's my favorite order section. So that's basically that's all I ever order. Okay, so it's clicking add to basket, and then what I'm saying is click up here, which is basically the I think it's the, let me minimize this. So if I click on this, and then I'm saying click here, it's going to take me to the checkout. Okay. And then I'm clicking checkout, and I'm entering in some new text. So I'm going to the checkout, which is down here somewhere. And then I'm sometimes, again, Domino's, it's annoying. Sometimes this isn't entered in, so I have to keep typing it in. So what I've told the bot in this case is to just have it. So just re-enter it. All my other details are saved, but in this case, I'm saying set the text input to this piece of text. So we can change it so we can see it when we run it again the next time. Then what I'm doing is a little bit of extraction of the data. So they're saying get the price, which is in this case up here, 1910. Once I get the price, you can see here I'm setting the output value of this function to the pizza price. And I'm writing a line to the log just to output the pizza price. So when I talk about the log, it's down here, and you can see when I ran it before, it's there. You can see 1910 with the euro symbol. Now you can't do any maths functions or anything on what we call a string, which is a piece of text. So what I'm doing is the pizza price. And there's probably a way better way of doing this, but this is, again, I'm a bit of a rookie. So the pizza price, and I'm assigning pizza price, which is our string variable, and I'm setting it equal to the pizza price dot replace, and I'm replacing the euro symbol with an empty string. So basically all this is doing is getting rid of the euro symbol, and then I'm writing again to the log pizza price, and that's just for my own testing. So you can see here it had the euro symbol. No, it doesn't have the euro symbol. Okay, and then what I'm doing with the pizza price now is I'm saying this is just a little function to turn it into a double. So a double is it's like a decimal that you can, it's basically a number. So this is just a function, and I'm setting it to a double, and I'm then doing a little test here to make sure it's a double, and I'm just applying a little bit of math to it, and here I'm just saying ceiling, so it's just going to round it up, and it's going to write it again to string. So you see it's 1910, and then here it is, the value is 20. So I've rounded it up successfully, so that means this successfully turned it into a number, so I can actually do a bit of math with it. Again, these are just tests for myself. So now that we have our pizza prices an actual number, I've entered the number into an if statement, again, and in this condition we're saying if the pizza price is greater than 10, then go in here. If not, go in here. So if it's greater than 10, we will have to look at the, oh yeah, so the order is costing way too much, and I'm just sending up a message to the user saying it's costing way too much, and then I'm closing the window. And in the case that it's less than 10, I'm putting a little log message here to say your order was and the amount. You've got enough cheddar. There's a message, a little pop-up box saying you've got enough money, basically. And then I'm clicking the order button. I'm entering the security code for my credit card. I'm placing the order, and then the order is on its way in a message box, and then just closing the tab. So cool. So did I change anything here? So let's just make it work successfully. I'm going to say 20 because we know the actual order is 1910. And let's try it again. So you can see here it's opening up Domino's. In this case, we're already logged in, so it's just going to log us out. Now we're logging in. Adding my order, going here, the checkout, checking out. Now the next step is we're going to check the price. You got enough cheddar. Now after I click this, I think we're going to, can't remember, I think we're going to update the driver instructions. Oh, couldn't even see it. Entering the security code, and your order's on its way. Okay, so one little task I'm going to do now is just to update the condition here so that we don't have to keep going into the robot and updating my budget, I guess. So up at the top, this is kind of give you a real life example of how you can update these and how easy it is. I'm just going to add in here. So when we open the browser, I want to ask the user a question. So I'm going to do an input dialog. The title of the pop-up box, I'll just make it money. Money, oh. How much do you want to spend? Okay, really simple. And then when the user enters the value here, we're going to output it as a variable, I guess. So I'm just going to call it var. So Control K to make a new variable, and it's going to be var budget, or just spend. Cool. So that added a new variable down here, and I'm going to make that var spend. I'm going to make that variable type of a double, which again is just a number, and I am going to set the scope of it on the whole project. So that means just basically that that variable is going to be available within all these boxes. If I left it where it was, it would only be available within this box. So I'm setting it to be available in all these boxes. Okay, cool. So we're capturing that. Let's just test it. So just set it to 20. Okay, so in this case, we should have enough money to do the checkout. You can see here, this is a test. Our driver instruction went in. You got enough cheddar. Cool. This is going to continue. Order on its way, and close the window to tidy it up. Okay, so final part is I'm gonna basically make this bot autonomous. I don't need to be beside my computer. I'm going to show you how to make this fully scheduled bot. So basically, once you build it, they've done a really cool job of just making this super easy. Just publish my bot, and it'll go up to a thing called orchestrator. Just current version is version 1.2. I'm sending it to the new version 1.3. And click publish, and it's now published. Okay, so just jumping into orchestrator, I'm going to go into services. This is my default bot. Okay, so in here, basically you have a number of machines. Currently I'm running a virtual machine, so that's this Windows machine here on the same machine, so on the same computer. So you can see it here. The robots I've got, this is my just default robot, and you can see I'm currently logged in on the development environment on that machine. So you can go into processes, and here's a new process, and you can see this is being updated. So this is really cool. It's currently running process 1.01. So on this machine, which you could imagine being you know, a machine anywhere in someone's organization, path, we're running this UIPath robot player, as it were, and you can see order pizza. So let's close off UIPath. So let's pretend this is just a normal machine sitting on someone's desktop, and if you want to order pizza, you just hit play, and that'll run the bot. But tomorrow someone updates the Domino's pizza website, and now you've got like 50 machines with, you know, this order pizza process, and it's now out of date. It doesn't work. So that's where this orchestrator comes in. So I've just pushed an update to my order pizza bot, and you can see here that the current version that's live in the development environment is 1.01. So that's what I'm sitting on here. Okay, cool. So let's just jump in here and view this process. And now you can see that I actually launched an updated 1.02 32 minutes ago, and 1.03 3 minutes ago. So okay, let's push this. I want to use this new version 0.03, and now it's current. And over here, if we hit refresh, now you can see our bot's got an update. So this can be on 100 different machines. Everyone can see before they can run it now, they've got to run an update. So let's just basically pull down the new bot. Cool. So now, like, basically use two types of scenarios. One is where someone's is sitting in front of a machine, and they've got a list of bots that they can use to carry out kind of basic or mundane tasks, and they can simply click play, and that'll kick off the bot. The other one would be that you'd have, you know, a Windows computer sitting somewhere that's unattended, and you can actually schedule tasks from this orchestrator. So for instance, inside my jobs here, I could decide, oh, I want to order my favorite pizza tonight at a specific time. So I can go in here, I can choose the process I want, order pizza, and I can basically kick it off and start it right now. The other way would be to come in to schedule a job. So I can go in here and I say order pizza tonight. I'm going to choose my order pizza, my time zone. You can set it there to Greenwich Mean Time, and then you can set up a daily or hourly, weekly, monthly schedule, or in advanced you can actually put in a cron schedule, which is basically using cron syntax to make it happen with repeating patterns or at specific times in the day. So that's kind of cool. So just to demo it, I'm going to just go into jobs, order pizza. In here, order a pizza. And click that and click start. Cool. So what you're seeing here is the order pizza process is now being pushed to that local machine. Now you can have multiple machines if we wanted to to run this in series or in parallel with a bunch of other machines. It's kind of cool. So let's jump over here. So it takes a couple of seconds for the request to hit the machine. Oh, here we go. And now we're opening Domino's. We have our pop-up, and I'm going to say 10 this time, so that should be less. We don't have enough cheddar in this case. So the bot's logging me out. It's logging me back in. Going to our cart. Update the driver instructions. Checking the amount. It looks like your order costs way too much. Cool. And it closes it. And that is our process. Let me just stop it there. And if we come back here, where it was inside in our jobs, you can see that I actually stopped it ahead of time. And if you view our logs, here are all the logs that I was writing directly into the machine. So again, as a kind of a remote user who's managing these bots, I can actually log in and spot that, okay, the math's working out here. Yeah, I was able to extract the price. I removed the euro symbol, and I actually rounded it up to 20 just to make sure that this string was turned into a double, which was a number. Cool. So one last thing. So let's say I want to remotely set a budget price. So let me go in here, and I'm going to just delete one of these because on the demo account it only allows you set 2. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to call it spend, and it's of type integer, and this is the max spend. So, and in this case, I'm going to set it to, let's say under the $19, so I'll say 18. Cool. So spend is now an asset that sits on the server. So for instance, if I was rolling this bot out to all of my employees and they were actually able to use it to order pizzas, but I wanted to put a max order of 18 euros on it, this is how you'd actually go ahead and do it. So let's open up our pizza bot again. So again, all these are basically local variables, but in the ideal scenario, we would be setting our price up here. So instead of asking the user on the input dialog how much they want to spend, and we had var spend here, let's get rid of this. And we're going to put an assign in here. And first we need to get an asset from the server. Cool. So getting an asset from the server, I'm just going to specify the value, and in this case it's spend, and I think I need to put it wrap it in quotes. Oh, that's the output. My bad. So asset name from the server is going to be spend, and that's this guy here. And then the value output, I'm going to set it to our var spend, which was the value we were getting from the input box originally, but now we're just actually setting it there. So in actual fact, I don't need this assign at all. No. Okay, so 18, it should actually come back and say we don't have enough cheddar. All right, let's publish this again. Publish to version 1.04. Let's bounce back over here, go to our processes. You can see here we've got an update. Jump in here, view process, push the latest version. Okay, close out that, refresh, download our latest version, and run it. So in this case, we should have a failure because the overall spend is going to be 1910, and we've set it to 18. So it should come back with not enough cheddar. Costing way too much. Okay, cool. And our process ends. So now, as a company-wide initiative, we decide that we're going to increase our employees' budgets by €2. So we can actually set it to 20. Let's run it again. You got enough cheddar. Nice. Carries out the payment. Security code, place order on its way, and closes the bot. And again, if you go under the jobs, you can see here this one's successful, this one's still running, it'll come back as done in a second. And if we view our logs, we have all the stats that we need here if it failed or whatever. See, in this case, it looked like we were already logged in. It's going to log us out now, that kind of stuff. All right, guys. So I hope that was a help. If you have any ideas specifically around kind of enterprise applications for this kind of thing, please let me know. I'd be very interested to kind of look at possibly screen scraping, pulling data into spreadsheets, manipulating data, and any ideas around how we can make kind of mundane processes quicker. Any ideas, fire them over, and I might make a couple of more videos. All right, thanks.